Number 3 is standing at the edge of a bridge, looking down on the Han River. Man, he had all these goals and aspirations and dreams to follow. Will it all just end like this? At the end of the day, all he wanted was to escape the poverty. So why wouldn't he take this great opportunity to make more money? Why wouldn't he buy himself a house? Why wouldn't he get a slice of the pie? Here's the thing. In today's day and age, you cannot make real money the old ways. You need to play differently. You need to invest. All he needs to do is get some loans, okay? Maybe call some sharks, get that money, invest and make bank. He can pay off the loans and still be rich. Rolling down in, what do rich people roll in? And look, I get it. It's a small chance to actually get rich from some trading. Like, not all people do it. But number 3 is thinking, well, I'm a little bit different, no? Yes, it's true that people are losing. Yes, it's true that you never really, or there's a very little possibility that you actually win the lottery. I get it, but losing is for other people, okay? I'm gonna win. I'm gonna strike it rich. I'm sure of it. Here's the thing, people. It is all good to be the Lulu sometimes, okay? Sometimes you need to believe in yourself despite all the odds. That's how the universe will also help you, apparently. I mean, think about it. We have J-Lo. Then again, also think about it. J-Lo. That's the thing, right? When we go after get rich quick schemes or make $10,000 by posting faceless YouTube channels or just, I don't know, pick up poo. Where am I going with this? Every time we go after things that it's not really likely to happen, we like to believe that, oh, but we're different, okay? You know, when you fail, thinking you are exceptional, it hurts even more. Not only did you lose the money, but you also failed at being exceptional. That's how number 3 felt when the scammer took all the money and ran with it. Poof, just like that. Now he does have an option, okay? He can go to a job, he can make some money and just, pay off the shark loans. So he takes a job at a local store. And if he saves up on groceries because, he can just eat the expired food from the grocery, it will take him precisely 30 years to pay off the loan. Okay. Let's find a better job. Okay, let's get a job that pays a little bit more, right? If I can increase my hourly rate, I can make more, save more, and pay off faster. His grandma always told him that he should develop some kind of skill in order to make money, Unfortunately, finishing 4 years of college did not really get him any skill that will help them make more money right now. He wishes his grandma was a little bit more persistent with that advice. That's it. All he needs is a high-paying job with no skill required. That's it. That's how he's gonna make it through this pickle. Yeah, the only thing is that cleaning windows on skyscrapers, yes, it does pay well, but it's also kind of dangerous. There was a couple of times I almost died. That's the thing, right? Once you are faced with the reality of debts and the desperation to get out of it, how many of us go for positions and jobs that are totally exploitative? And even if I clean every window in Seoul, I'm still gonna pay the interest on the loans for the rest of my life. So there it is. It's too late for him. He fucked up. He cannot get out of this. This is the best choice that he can make. Jump off the Han River. How difficult is the path to the top? Can you ever really rise from the bottom? How do you stay at the top? Does evil lie in power? And how does all of that reflect our own society? 8 people, 1 choice, and 8 different destinies. This is The 8 Show. And Mary, things are effed up, okay? Is this how the system really works? And we're all just effed up? Now, if you're new here, I like to analyze things and I like to watch things. You could say that TV and me are kind of besties. That's disturbing. But because I don't want to bitch about things in the privacy of my couch, though sometimes it would be smarter, I like to share it here with you. Then we can both pretend we would take much better decisions if we would be in the same situation. Okay. No, we wouldn't. That's why we want to learn and do better. Side note, I find it very interesting how number 3 is wording his actions right now. It's the best choice, implying that it is still his choice, despite everything around him going against him. And talking about poverty, it does not seem like the society has real things in place that would actually help someone get out of poverty. You're basically on your own, which makes it much easier to then go for risky things to get that money. As he is leaping across the bridge, ding ding, a message. Okay, let me check this one. 1 million won deposited to your bank account. Ding ding. Another million won deposited to your bank account. What the F is happening? Oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? The investment came through somehow. No, it didn't. This is the money somebody is depositing to his account to, quote, trade in the time he has given up on. Ding. Another deposit and a limo. The doors open and the invitation is clear. Get in. Number 3 gets in the car and he's like, is this some kind of new program to prevent unaliving yourself? Like Saul is leveling it up. He goes to grab the champagne and it's fake. Okay, this is like an IKEA limo. I mean, the limo is real. Just the stuff in the limo are fake. So much for making this a nice experience. The limo takes him to an entrance of a big warehouse, and there is a red carpet rolled out. He goes in, and it's a theater. At the end of the theater, there is a table with 3 things: 2 stacks of money, 1 envelope, and numbered cards. He opens the envelope and the instructions are clear. This is the 8 show. There are no skills or previous knowledge needed to participate. All they ask is the time he was willing to give up on. The participants will get accommodation and food and the prize money at the end of the time spent there. There is another rule though. You see, the show will last until the assigned time will run out. But in case any of the participants expires before the time actually runs out, it will be shut down automatically, no matter how many hours you have left. So, be safe. Excuse me, what? What do you mean expire? The thing is that I think I know what means expire, and that freaks me out even more. Now, number 3 has to make a choice. You can take the stack of money on the table, which is for the taxi fare, which is kind of 20 million wons, around $15,000, which I know taxis are expensive, but let's chill. Or he can pick one of the numbered cards and enter the show. Okay, let me evaluate this. Okay, let's make a sound decision. First of all, they gave me 6 million won just to show up here, and they're willing to give me another 20 million won. Plus, they booked a limousine and they booked this theater. There's some bank here. Wait a second. Why are there some cards missing? Wait, shit. What should I do? Number 3 is contemplating, okay? What the F is this? Is this a prank show? Is this what the show is about? Not allowed to expired does give me some confidence, but on the other hand, this has to be some kind of organ trafficking thing, huh? And at the end of the day, 20 mil of wons, it's not that little. He decides he's gonna take the money and just, thank whoever is doing this. He forgot that his cat has to get some food and he needs to go. Okay, thank you, see ya. While he's walking out, ding. I mean, these guys are persistent for him to stay. Although, it's not them. It's his manager or his boss at the store. He's sending him some money, but much less than what he was supposed to get. You see, there is a little bit of a problem right now with money. Money is tight. And yes, he could report him, but also, aren't they friends? It hits him. He worked for a week and he barely got any money. That's the reality. He was also willing to give up his life. He doesn't want to return back to the life he has. So he decides to pick a number and enter the show. He goes for number 3. It's a solid number. Now he's intrigued. If they did all of this so far, what will the prize money be? He entered this huge Big Brother kind of house with the pool and a big clock on the wall with a timer. There's 24 hours left. One day, they did all of this for a freaking 24 hours? The door behind him shuts. He runs there, tries to open. No, he's locked in. The vibe is a little bit eerie, a little bit dark. He looks to the side and there is a huge staircase leading to what it seems like 8 floors, 8 rooms. He looks at his card and he thinks, I guess I'm number 3. So he makes his way to number 3, puts in the card in the door and click, it opens. He's at floor number 3. He enters a fairly small white room, totally empty. There's a big window at the end, but it's only a screen. It's a fake window. And everywhere around him, there are cameras. There's a noise, some type of elevator. You know, those dumb waiters. I don't know if that's the right expression, but that's how I'm going to call it, okay? Because it's also fun. The dumb waiter opens, and there are again 3 things inside. There is black and white clothes, black and white shoes, and in the middle, a black book in red spelled rule. He takes the book and the instructions are clear. First of all, you need to take all of your clothes off, all of your possessions, and put it in this dumb waiter. And dress in the clothes and shoes that we provided. In front of all of these cameras? Okay. He continues to read. Above the dumb waiter, there is a scoreboard which will accumulate the prize money. Food and drinks are free. But if you want to buy anything, there is an intercom. The cost of the items will be deducted from the prize money. But there's a catch. You see, the cost is at a special rate. You also cannot take anything from your room to the outside. If you want to use things outside, you need to buy them in the outside square. There is a curfew and the participants need to stay in their rooms from midnight till 8 in the morning. You also cannot block any of the cameras. If any of the rules are to be broken, the prize money will be deducted by half immediately. The show begins at midnight. Number 3 checks his time and it's literally 1 minute left. So he quickly takes off all his clothes, puts them in the dumbwaiter and takes out the other clothes. It is seconds going down and he barely manages to put all of his things inside. Whew, he made it. He puts on the clothes, standing there and ding, 30,000 on the scoreboard. Wait, what is this? Is this the money? This is the prize money? Ding! 60,000. Wait, what? I made 60,000 now? Ding! 90,000. Number 3 is so excited he needs to hold his mouth not to scream. That's the most he ever made in his life. 30,000 won per minute. This is insane. The money just keeps going, and as the time passes, he calculates he is making 1.8 million won per hour. That's like $1,000. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's make some quick calculations. On the board outside, there was 24 hours. I am making 1.8 million won per hour. That means that I will make around 40 million wons in 24 hours. That's how much people make in a freaking year. That's like $30,000, let's say. Coming on this show was the best decision of his life. The problem is, what if he can only stay there for 1 day? Like, he would need a couple of weeks to earn the money to pay off the debt. Now, thinking this hard, you know what the tummy does? The tummy wants to do its thing, okay? He needs to use the toilet. But wait a second, there's no toilet here. And he cannot go out the room. The rules say that he needs to stay in. Did they forget to put the toilet here? Am I missing something? He picks up the intercom and he's like, yeah, you know, I would need a toilet here. Silence. These people, they don't even have the manners to say something back. Man, it's kind of cold in here. He picks up the intercom again. Hey, is it possible to turn the heater up? Silence. What the? Okay, there has to be a catch. Let me think about this. So, They said that I can use intercom to buy things. Okay, they want me to buy things that I need. They want me to spend my money, huh? Okay. He picks up the intercom again. Hi, I would need a blanket and a hand warmer. Ding! 1 million won. Excuse me, what? Wait. I don't think you heard me right. I said one blanket and hand warmer. I think you thought I'm, taking box of them or something. There must be some misunderstanding. Just one. Ding! 1 million won. Yes or no? Whoa, no. Cancel. What the hell? Wait. It did say that they will charge me at a special price. Is this the special rate? Wait a second. He picks up the intercom again. How much is the newspaper? 100,000 won. The prices here, the special rate, is 100 times the value of the outside. So that's the trick, huh? I do make much more money, but you're also making me spend much more money. It's interesting to see how for number 3, the situation is almost the same as outside. The ratio between how much you spend for your basic needs versus how much you are earning. It does seem that the show is playing the same rule as in society. More than half of our salaries or the money we earn goes for the basic stuff. But here's the thing. Number 3, who do these people think he is? They think they're gonna get him? They think they're gonna play this special rate trick on him? Please. He is a pro at being poor. He takes the intercom, a packet of used newspaper, and a bunch of cardboard boxes. 120,000 won. Yes, thank you. He figured them out. They want to see how long he can hold out with spending as little money as possible. Ooh, I can get a warmer. Suckers. He's quite happy with himself. He went from spending $700 to spending $70. A pro. He understands that this is the cost of business. Okay, sometimes you need to make sacrifices. But by the time that he wakes up tomorrow, he will already be rich, bitch. Not that fast though. He needs to pee, so he orders a plastic bottle. Whew! Relief. He wakes up in the morning and he checks the scoreboard. There's all the money that he accumulated through the night while he was sleeping. Time is money. Money is time. This is what boomers used to say, or they say this all the time to be like, oh my God, your time is valuable. Money is time. What will they think if they would see this? I was actually sleeping making money. This time really is money. But wait a second, he hears someone outside. There's a woman voice calling out for other people. Hey, don't be shy. Come out. Let's meet each other. Number 3 hesitantly gets up and peeks through the door. There are 3 people downstairs, 2 women and a man. Hey, yeah, I'm coming down. There's number 7, number 5, and number 4. A quick look and he realizes that number 4 is standing on the pool. She is standing on the water of the freaking pool. What kind of Jesus shit is this? It's a fake pool. Everything in this place is fake, like the champagne in limo. Number 7, add some wisdom. This place seems to be very classy at the first look, but there is no real substance inside. The whole place is actually a studio, so everything is basically fake and the sun is the reflector on top. They check at the scoreboard and it says 35 hours. Wait, what the F? Yesterday it was 24 hours. What is happening? Number 6 is now joining them. He looks like a grumpy guy, like a thug kind of guy. I don't know if that was appropriate to say. And down the stairs, also number 8 is coming. Now she looks a little bit different. While all the people have the same black and white clothes, number 8 is fashionable. She has style. Under her clothes, there is a nice peachy tank top. She's a bit different. She's a bit eccentric. She's fun, bubbly, smiley, a little bit weird, one might say. She does wonder, though, if the time will keep going up, they might be here stuck forever. She's a bit disturbing. Number 5 is a woman in her, let's say, 40s, 50s maybe. She has this motherly vibe about her. She's the one who is calling people down. Number 4 is another young lady. She's similar to number 8, but a little bit more normal, or whatever you would understand as normal. For example, number 4 is a bit surprised why everything is fake, while number 8 is, oh, everything is fake. Fun. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And number 7 looks like the smart guy, the wise guy. You know, the type of guy that is quiet most of the time, you know, at meetings and things like that. They let everyone talk. But then when they speak up, oh, some bombs are gonna fly. Again, is that inappropriate? He's the guy who seems to vomit intelligent confidence but humbleness at the same time. You know, the leader type of guy. There are 2 numbers missing though, number 1 and number 2. Well, number 2 is not really missing. She's up there on the playground, just observing all of them. Number 2 is a woman, and she's kind of like, from the first attitude and vibe, a female version of number 6. She's the tough, badass lady. And then number 1 joins. Number 1 is, again, let's say, middle-aged man, and he is limping. He has a bit of disability. Number 3 rushes to him to help him, but he's like, no, it's okay. I'm used to it. All of the 8 participants are now together. They decide that there is no need for names because at the end of the day, they're only here together because of the show. The second they go out of the show, they will never see each other ever again. So they will just keep it simple and use the number of the floors as their names. Question: why do you think they haven't shared their names with each other? To me, it's a bit interesting. It's almost like they are here as an individual person, and although they are sharing this experience together, they all have eyes on the prize. So no need to get connected, to get to know each other or yadida, okay? Altogether, they're trying to figure out some more rules of this place. Like the first thing is the toilet. Like what's up with that? People need to shit. And the more they discuss, the more they realize that, well, there's no other way but the doggy style. Meaning they need to shit, put it in a bag and put it away. Correction, store it in their rooms. You cannot take things outside in the common places. And somehow, I guess you cannot poop in the common place. But oh well, they need to take their shit and they need to keep their shit in their room. They also figure out that this show actually wants them to buy things in the common place with the time that is left in the common place. So, you know, the starting 24 hours that became the 35 hours, they can use that time to buy things in the common spaces all together. Now we know that in each individual room, the cost of buying things that they need is 100 times more expensive than it is in the real world, right? On the outside. But how much does it cost here, buying all together? Now the problem is, they do not know how expensive it is. And remember, each minute that passes, they are earning money until the show ends. So if they lose this big time, they won't be able to make more money. So they are a little bit in dilemma. Should they buy anything to even see how expensive it is buying with time or not? While number 7 is trying to do a vote system, you know, let's be fair, let's all just vote. Number 6 passes through everyone, goes to the intercom of the common spaces, and he's like, hey, Biz, I want cigarettes. Everyone is shocked and they start yelling, what the hell are you doing? He turns to them and he says, I'm not gonna waste time on vote when we can just buy something. I would say a little indication of number 6's mindset. You see, if I waste time on voting, blah, 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 I haven't really done anything. But if I actually take action, then I will immediately see where I am. And also, I want some cigarettes. So you people just try to be fair and blah, blah, blah. But I'm getting what I want and I'm gonna find out how much everything costs here. 2 minutes go down. So how much does it cost to buy things together with the time in the common space. They do some calculations and it is clear. Things are cheaper if they buy them all together in the common place with the time that it's left. So on one hand, as a community, I can spend less money and get stuff more cheaper, but I am taking away the opportunity to earn more money as an individual because as a community, I'm paying with time. The time that as an individual, I could spend on making my own money. Now, this kind of makes us look at our own day-to-day life. Should I take care of myself? Or should I focus on the greater good of everyone? And we do know where the more developed and civilized countries are leaning into, We are talking about the age of individualism. So which one makes more sense? First of all, they kind of figured that they wouldn't build this whole place if it would just be for a couple of hours, for less than 2 days. Like, what's the point? They spent way too much money in building in all of this and getting us on board to then end it in less than 2 days. And you know that rich people are stingy. They won't just throw away their money like that. On the other hand, number 3 says there are the ultra rich, and probably people who built this and created this show are probably the ultra rich. And you know how they are. They don't care about money. This is probably change for them, pocket money. They make money while they sleep. There might be nothing to lose for them if the show ends in 2 days. Number 2 acknowledges that she's too poor to even think like that. So altogether, they decide that they will buy essential things together from the common spaces with the time, okay? Just what we really need. The problem is, as a community, how do you decide what do you really need? What's a necessity for one person is a total nonsense for the other. But after some discussion, they decide on a couple of things. Bags, so they can shit in them. Buckets, so they can shit in them with the bag in it. Toilet paper, pads for women, and cigarettes for smokers. This to me is so interesting. By the way, smokers. Look, I have a little bit, I'm gonna jump a little bit off this story because I have a personal story to share. I worked as a waitress as a student, right? And I had other co-workers that were smokers. Somehow, they always get the extra break or the free time to just go out and smoke. Now, that wouldn't be like 2-3 minutes. No. In an 8-hour shift, while I would get one break because I'm not a smoker, so I would just get my, lunch break. All the smokers will get these 5 extra breaks every 2 hours to take a smoke outside. How fair is that? I actually brought it up with my boss. I was like, you know what? I do not think this is fair. They just get extra free time because they're smokers. It's not my problem that they decided to be smokers, okay? It's not a life necessity, though, okay, I understand when you're addicted to it, I get it's wrong, but at the same time, I can be addicted to sugar, okay? Do I need to step out and every time eat a cup of cake? And actually, my boss agreed. Then I also got fired a month later. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But all in all, what I'm trying to say, it's so funny how we consider addiction as cigarettes as a necessity. And we all need to, in this case, all the people need to contribute because, smokers need to smoke. They get their buckets, they run to their rooms, do their thing, and then they come back down. Here's the thing. People are hungry. And this show promised, at least in the rule book, it was said that foods and drinks are for free. Where the hell is the food? What? You haven't gotten your food yet? I got so much food and water. Oh yeah. Maybe all the rest are hungry, but number 8, the top floor, she is fed. Wait, what do you mean you got all the food? Like, what did you get? I got like 12 boxes of meal kits and 12 water bottles. I'm sorry, what? You got all those meal kits and water bottles and you took it all for yourself? Number 3 is confused and he's trying to understand, how the F did you think that this was all for you? The 12 kits, meal kits, and the 12 water bottles are probably for everyone. Wouldn't that make more sense? Oh yeah, I see your point. Number 5 chimes in and she wants to, de-escalate. Let's not make a fight out of this. Number 8, Probably, yesterday was the first day. You didn't really understand the rules or what is happening. It's an honest mistake. But could you share now the food that you have left with everyone else? And also in the future, could you share the food with others? What do you mean? What is there to think about? Number 2, the badass lady steps up and she feels a little bit threatening. You should share that food with everyone. It's not just yours. Number 8 doesn't like that number 2 is coming at her that way. And also, what's the big deal? At the end of the day, she takes off her jacket, she does a little spin. I only eat 1 meal per day, so I have no problem sharing with other people. I was just following the rules. They said I'm not supposed to bring anything from the room to the common spaces, so I just kept it. Collectively, they kind of figure out that probably they need to use the dumb waiter to send the food down. But why is there 12 meal kits? Number 1 understands it though. If everyone on the top takes 2 meal kits, there's nothing left for him. Number 4 acknowledges that, we need to make it fair. But how do we reassure that the top floors don't just keep the food and it actually goes down to all the lower floors, to number 1 also? We have the first indication of the hierarchy set. The top floors get the food, and unless they decide to send the food down, the bottom floors might not even get to eat. But number 7 has an additional request. He asks number 8 if all of them can go with her to her floor so they can see how the dumbwaiter is actually working and if this plan makes sense. Number 4 agrees, saying they want to trust number 8, but at the end of the day, it's the first day, so it's a bit difficult to just put trust into someone. What if she actually has more food than what she's saying? But number 5 interrupts. Guys, you know what? We cannot just all barge into her room like that. I mean, at the end of the day, we are all using our rooms also as a toilet. So it could be a little bit, uncomfortable. Number 8, though, doesn't mind. She has nothing to hide. And she most definitely doesn't. They make their way to the 8th floor. Now, there are a lot of stairs and there is no elevator. The path to the top is difficult, especially for number 1 with his disability. Now, number 3 is trying to help him, while number 4 just tries to look how to pass them so she can run to the top floor. Number 5 also helps number 1 and number 3 to reach to the top. And when they all reach the top, they are in for a treat. Number 8 is living in a freaking penthouse. She has a bathtub, she has a bed, she has a table, she even has candles to make it all look nicely decorated and cute. Number 2 is looking at this place and she's like, what in the effing F? But there's another little surprise. They look on her scoreboard and she is making 340,000 won per minute. Excuse me, what? Remember, number 3 was making 30,000 won per minute. So she is making 10 times more than him. Everyone is looking at the scoreboard in shock. You see, when they all reveal how much they're earning per minute, the system is clear. The bottom floor, number 1, is earning 10,000 per minute. Number 2, 20,000 per minute. Number 3, 30,000 per minute. Number 4, 50,000 per minute. Number 5, 80,000 per minute, and so on. It is the Fibonacci sequence. Each floor earns the sum of the 2 floors below them. The higher you are, the more you are earning. But not only that, the amount that you are earning grows exponentially. Each floor doesn't only earn more than the previous floor, but they are earning with a faster rate. Wait a second though, what about the rooms? What about the penthouse? How big are the rooms of the other contestants? They all check each room on each floor, realizing that the size of the room also decreases going lower. While number 8 is living in this big penthouse, number 1 is almost living in a, storage closet where you can just put your broom in it and, I guess, a vacuum cleaner. The setup is clear. The higher you are, the more you earn per minute, and the place you are living in is bigger. For the same amount of time, The higher you are, you live better and you earn more. Reality much? Haven't we heard the expression, rich make the rich rich? Once you get to that million, then it's just gonna go like this to the next 10, while getting to that first million is a bitch. Now, looking at how do you reach the top floor, it does seem that the stairs are giving us another story. The path to the top is difficult, but once you get there, you are good. While on the other hand, the path to number 1 is kind of easy, but it's also the bare minimum. And looking at the system as a whole, it does kind of reflect the reality of economics in the real world, or the inequality of it. The top floor, with earning much more per minute, can create a much more comfortable life, which means that in this case, number 8's work is less demanding, while number 1 needs to work much harder because at the end, he's getting paid 30 times less for the same amount of time. The higher you are, the more you earn, and your life is easier, while at the bottom, your life is harder, meaning you are working harder for far less. It's safe to say that especially the lower floor participants in this show are pissed. How the F is this fair? What is this show about? How can you make us all participate in the same show and then pay us differently? Some earning even 10 times more, which does remind me of the, inequality of paying in different companies. This show makes you look at everything together because these are all the things that we all kind of know, but you know it separately. And the show shows you how everything actually works in a one system, the system we're living in. They quickly realize, again, with the number 7 mind going that the number of the card they took also represents or kind of falls into the Fibonacci sequence because each card number represents a size of a credit card. So the cards with the higher number actually represent the higher credit. The bigger the number, the bigger the credit, the bigger earnings, better accommodation, easier life. As much as everyone is pissed, number 6 reminds them that at the end of the day, it's totally fair. You chose the number yourself. Did they though? If you think about it, and if we remember how number 3 selected his card, there were already some cards missing. What might seem as a total free choice, is it though? Or is it impacted by the actions that others already did? If you think about it, the only person that actually had a free choice, all of the cards available, was the person that came in first. All the rest, though they had more options and seemingly they chose it, their options were limited. And it does make you think about how we see our choices as total our own responsibility, but in reality, there are so many factors that can impact it. For example, if we remember number 3 was standing at the, on the edge of the bridge, and he decided that unaliving him is the best choice he has, implying that he's the one at fault for getting himself there. But looking from it from a bigger picture, can we confidently say that there weren't other factors that impacted what ultimately became his best choice? Being born in poverty, not having the right skills, like only being college educated, which was difficult to get a job. Is it totally our fault, or is it more complex than that? When number 3 was selecting his card, his approach was very pragmatic, right? He was evaluating what does make sense. And when he picked number 3, he said that this is a solid number. So there was some evaluation behind his choosing. But what about number 8? Well, number 8 chose her card, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Number 8, it does also hint on the role luck plays in reaching certain success. I mean, we are well aware today, despite still having beliefs and hopes, even though you work hard, you will not necessarily get what you want. We hear many people how it was luck that they were just at the right time and the right place that actually allowed them to get that success. Another person might be working the same amount, but they just never got that luck at the end of the day. I don't know. How do you feel about luck playing a role in gaining success or getting success or having more money? And how do you live it day to day? How are you living with that belief? The belief of there's no such thing as luck, or there is luck and some people are just more lucky than others. Number 8 is a person who doesn't take things too seriously. She likes to have fun and she has full trust in life. She just does whatever she wants to do, not thinking about the consequences, not trying to figure out what is actually a good choice. She knows life will provide in some way or the other. When number 8 entered the house and she needed to take off her clothes to put it in the dumbwaiter and put on these other clothes, she set her own clothes on fire. She was also very quick to start ordering things. I need a bathtub, I need a bed, I need a table. So we see that number 8 doesn't really see money as valuable, as something that you need to save, but something that you should spend. I need this, so I'm gonna buy it. I have no money now? Oop, okay. And how this show works, or the system, next minute, she already made the money. Her priority is her comfort and her well-being, not saving money. In the contrast to number 3, he is pro at being poor. There is no way he is going to spend money to feel more comfortable because money is more valuable. When number 8 received the 12 meal kits, it was clear. I have all this option, so I'm just going to pick what I actually need. It does seem that she does prioritize her looks or even her health in some way. When she's picking the food from each meal kit, she makes sure she's taking what she actually needs. Protein, iron. She doesn't just indulge in food. She consumes it based on what her body needs and how will she feel good about it. Now, there is an aspect of, her physical appearance being important, but at the same time, I do think that they're trying to show the relation to the food, the relation to the basic necessities. While maybe lower floors are very starved of food and want as much food as possible, in this case, the upper floor, they don't have this desperation towards food, but it's more like, what do I actually want or need? When it comes to taking a shower, well, the shower was taking a bathtub. So we can see that number 8 has no fear of tomorrow. She doesn't deprive herself today so she could reassure that tomorrow will also be good. She just makes sure that if I need a nice bathtub right now, I'm going to take a nice bathtub. Her thought was not, okay, I got the 12 meal kits and I got 12 water bottles. What if this is all the food that I'm going to get for the stay that I'm here? Which would be interesting if they would show how would someone else react to getting so much food and so much water. They would probably, save it. Will I get any food tomorrow? Well, number 8 seems like she doesn't care. She wants to take a bath. She's going to take a bath. And she almost has trust that they're going to give me more water. Side note, at this point, we don't really know what brought number 8 here. While we do know that number 3 was in depth and, at the end of his life, we don't really know if number 8 experienced the same thing. But it does imply that she also has some kind of struggle outside that made her be a participant in this show. At least everyone apparently has some kind of struggle, and that's why they agreed to come to the show. All in all, it's very clear that the goals between number 3 and number 8 are quite different. While number 3 is focused on saving money, doesn't need comfort, he can survive, number 8 is focused on enjoying herself. Money or no money. But it doesn't even matter though, because despite both earning while they're sleeping, she is earning 10 times more than number 3. Mary, she good. When everyone understands how this show works or how each person is earning different amount of money, some people feel regret. Number 4 is like, number 8 was right in front of me. Why did I pick number 4? Which again hints at how we often internalize failure of success. It was my fault. I had all the opportunities there. In this case, why did I choose this card? In another case, why didn't I go that day to this restaurant to meet that person? Almost dismissing that there are external factors, but also beliefs that impact that decision. Did she think that number 4 is actually better than number 8? Was number 4 her favorite number? Number 3 is pissed, and he believes that they should sue whoever made this show. This is unfair. Inequality, this is now how things are supposed to be. But number 1 reminds them, despite all of them having it bad, he still has it the worse. Number 5 immediately feels ashamed of complaining when there is this other person who has it even worse. But number 1 didn't want to make them feel bad or pity him. At the end of the day, he chose number 1. And also, first floor is better for him because he has the disability. So climbing to number 8 would be very, very difficult. Also, another thing, the fact that the higher floors have more money, it does reflect how today financial prosperity and success is the thing that we value the most. But how are they going to split the 12 meal kits? Number 2, with her confrontational, a little bit threatening demeanor, asks, are we who are earning less also going to get less food? But number 7 stops the conflict. He has a solution. Look, we need to work as a community. We need to work all together. This is how we're going to do. There are 12 meal kits, and each floor is going to take 1 meal kit. And the extra 4 meal kits can be used for those who really need it. So everyone gets 1 meal kit, but everyone also has equal right to the rest of the 4. So if you feel more hungry, you can take it. Number 3 is impressed by number 7. That's smart. That's how you're supposed to lead. Make sure everyone gets a fair share, and they also have equal right to the leftovers if they need it. This will also bring trust in this little group they have. If we think about real world, it does show that in order to limit the conflict, everyone needs to have access to basic needs, right? Number 2 is a representation of the lower floors, and unless these lower floors get food, a war may break out. But as long as they get their necessities, their needs, things are at least somewhat manageable. Also, the fact that she was the one who put this question out in a bit more assertive way does highlight that in real world, lower positions feel more vulnerable to have their needs met, so they want to make sure that this will happen. They're not willing to just let it go. This is a necessity. The way the food is distributed also hints at how in society we are going from equality to equity. For example, everyone needs to have basics, right? Food, water, a place to live. Although we know that that's not really the case, but in this kind of structure, we can say the basic income. Let's say at least in the bubble that the government or, society takes care of, then the rest is just out of society, I guess. We don't need to take care of them. A topic for another day. But those who need more can also get more. There are resources available for them to earn more money, to get a better housing, to live a better life. If you can do it, go for it. Again, how does that conflict with the aspect of luck, the aspect of actual freedom of choice, and so on? That's the debates that we are having. It also shows the importance of solidarity in communities. We should take care of each other. Like in this case, if all of the floors would just think about themselves, number 1 wouldn't get any food, right? If everyone would just take 2 meal kits and 2 bottles of water. But to have a community, to have a sense of we are taking care of everyone, there needs to be some mutual aid, solidarity, and coming together as a community. The idea is almost like no one is left behind. So everyone gets their basic needs met, but there is a possibility to get more for those who need more. Acknowledging that there is diversity in communities. Yes, we are community, but there are still different people inside there. And different people need different things. I had to put something on. It's getting a little bit cold in here. After they done eating, we see number 7 and number 3 kind of forming a bit of a friendship. They're in the corner and they are talking. Number 7 shares with number 3 that he is kind of afraid of what's coming up next. But their conversation is interrupted by number 2 yelling. What the hell did you do? There is 15 minutes on the clock. In 15 minutes, the show is gonna end. It's been more than 30 hours before that. What in the freaking hell just happened? Well, when you want to make a fashion show, you make a fashion show. Number 8 used all the time, except for the last 15 minutes, to buy some new clothes. Now, why didn't she buy it in her own room where she can spend her individual high society level money? Well, the rule is the rule. What's the point of having new clothes if she cannot take them out of her room? So that's why she bought it in the common spaces. What's the point to dress up for herself? That's that question. Who are we actually dressing up for? Is it really for us or is it for other people to enjoy our style? And she doesn't get why everyone is pissed. We can get time whenever we want to get time. What? None of you have figured it out? It's all in the stairs. When you run up the stairs, you are getting more time. What the... How do you know that? What, we're just supposed to trust you? That's how we're gonna get our time back? She can tell them how she knows this, but she wants an apology first. I know, you would slap the shit out of her. That's also how number 2 feels. What do you mean, apology to you? Are you freaking kidding me? You just spent all of our time on your freaking fashion show, and now you want me to apologize to you? Bis what? Well, number 2 was quite rude to her. It wasn't necessary, so she needs to apologize. The hell is number 2 going to apologize? Number 4 jumps in and she's like, I'm sorry. Like, you look so good. Everything is good. Just tell us, how do you know that the stairs will work? Number 4 seems like a little bit of a people pleaser. Does not matter. Whatever you want, I can apologize. I can do what, just give me back my time. You know how they say that there's an element of selfishness in people pleasing? I mean, at the end of the day, you want to please to be liked, to get that validation, to get what you need. And number 4 seems to fall into that. No problem in apologizing. I'm gonna even throw in some compliments, but just let me get my time back. Doesn't work though, because number 8 wants number 2 to apologize to her. Number 2 is not having it. But number 6, the thug, comes out of nowhere, grabs number 2 by her hand and says, stop playing, just freaking apologize to her. Interesting though, how come people sided at the end of the day with number 8? No one attacked number 8 or threatened number 8. How come she is demanding an apology? But they all attacked number 2. Why are you making it a big deal? Just apologize already so we can get over with this. It would make sense to attack number 8 by saying, hey, Missy, you're crossing the line. But no, they attack number 2 for stepping up for herself. Knowledge is money, right? In this case, number 8 has the knowledge that they need. Number 2 just has justice. But before number 2 even has the chance to apologize, number 1 and number 4 lost their patience. The clock is ticking, there's 13 minutes left, and they're like, fuck this, I'm gonna go run up and down the stairs, and I just hope this works. You see, for number 1 and number 4, it's clear. When will they ever get this chance again? Number 3 and number 5 follow them. It's worth a shot. Number 7 thinks that at least it's better than nothing. So does number 6 and reluctantly also number 2. Number 8 has a different reasoning though. It's fun. Let's run up and down the stairs. Whee! They're running up the stairs. The time is still going down and there is 5 minutes left. Will this ever change? A minute, 30 seconds. It is dark. The timer goes off. This is it. Ding! It's 24 hours again. It worked. It's that path, baby. The more time you spend working, the more money you'll get. Or the more you run up and down the stairs, the more time you will get. And time is money. Number 8 was right. She's smart like that, you know? Did you doubt her? You see, she noticed it the last time when they were checking the rooms. When they were walking up the stairs, the time was going up. So she's like, oh, if you walk the stairs, you get more time. And you thought she was dumb? Please. So they unlocked another rule. Run up and down the stairs, aka work, to get more time, aka more money. Work more to earn more. But let's look a little bit deeper at what happened, or what is the characteristic of the participants showing us and reflecting in potentially our own society. So number 8 shows a self-centered behavior. She doesn't care about the common good and she's just focused on what she wants. It's her needs over the collective good. She's also able to manipulate people. You see, despite her being in the wrong, she still demanded someone else to apologize to her. Number 2, on the other hand, gets angry because the trust that they were supposed to have as a community, I mean, heck, they just solved the food thing, how should they divide, was just broken. So how can I even have trust in this group? When I gave the trust, one individual just destroyed it. She feels wronged because someone was so selfish that they literally put at risk the survival of other people. And this could reflect how sometimes decisions of few selfish decisions, their own reasoning behind it, getting that bank in some way, can influence other people, but then the consequences fall on the other people. In this case, while number 8 created the situation when they are running out of time, all of them had to come together and start running up the stairs to get that time back. Number 2 also shows us that she has principles, she has values, and she will not be manipulated. Despite a simple apology, fixing things, right now we can start doing shit and bring the money back, she refused to do so. She's standing by her morals or pride. On the flip side, number 4 doesn't care about pride, okay? She's willing to risk her dignity as long as she can get what is needed or to, save the situation at hand. You want an apology? I can give you an apology. I don't give a fuck. Just let me get my thing. What about number 6 stepping into defense of number 8? I mentioned that there could be a way to quickly resolve the situation. And at the end of the day, he doesn't want to lose time by, number 2 refusing the apology because number 8 in this case holds the power. So stop with the pride, give her what she wants so we can get what we need. But he might be playing also a play of strategy. If I side with number 8, I might have more benefits. It's better to align with the ones in power than the ones that are lower. What can I get from someone who is lower than me? Now, looking at the whole behavior of number 8, her being the one that created the situation, but then still having confidence to, not give an F and demanding an apology, it's quite similar to how we stress in the time or how we move in the time of crisis. For example, decision of a leader can actually have a very bad consequence. They made a mistake. And despite making a mistake, we still look up to the leaders how to now resolve things. At the end of the day, they do hold knowledge. So number 8, despite creating the situation, she was still the one that had the power to actually provide the solution. Yes, I fucked up, but I also know how to save it. Which one can say it's a bit of a reflection how in time of crisis, we still look up to leaders, even though those leaders might be the part of the initial problem in the first place. But at least they got something. The fact that number 8 also demanded an apology from number 2 does hint on the need for respect and validation. I might made a mistake, but you will still respect me. At the end of the day, I hold the power. Now, one would think that after they reach this, win, getting more time, that they would maybe now kind of confront number 8. But they don't do. And that's what usually happens, no? In the time of crisis, when you actually reach a solution, you are so happy that the solution was even reached that oftentimes you are not going to confront the problem at the beginning at all. Because now you feel good about the fact that there was a fix. And you rather focus on that than on the fact that there was even a problem to begin with. Is this how the quick fixes also work in day-to-day life? If I get a solution and makes me happy for this time, it's okay. Neglecting what is actually needed to make a permanent solution. On top of that, number 8 gets now additional validation. The fact that she provided a solution totally erased the fact that she created the problem. It does show how often the results overshadow the process or the ethics of how something was even resolved. Even though it was fucked up, even the way she went about it, the way she created it, the way she went about it, the fact that there was a positive result at the end for everyone made everyone happy enough. I don't know if you heard about it, but there is such a thing as social amnesia. When you rather forget what happened in crisis as long as there is out of crisis moment. A very basic example can be looking at the criminal justice in some way, or not so criminal justice, but the process of it. In many cases, it happens that if someone collaborates, okay, is also a part of solution, especially when it comes to, uncovering maybe, let's say, trafficking rings or drugs and so on. If you give them something that will provide a better solution, your own initial actions won't be so harshly judged. We see number 3 and number 7 again having a small chat in the corner. And number 7 figured it out. What the show wants is conflict. So how to beat the show is to work as a community. We need to stick together. But will they all get what they want if they play as a group? And can you play as a group when you're the one holding all the power? Or individual with the power also doesn't get that far. All of that and more in the next part of this video. And Mary, if you want to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's very, very interesting. And if you don't want to watch it, don't worry. I'm going to go through it bits by bits, scene by scene, and trying to give my own analysis and commentary. And if you have any, please leave it in the comments below. More minds, more understanding. Sometimes also more confusion, but oh well. And remember, trust your individuality.